What's up, guys? It is the morning. I am so excited. It is the end of day 5. I have officially been in this room for 5 whole days now at this point, and that means that I am done and I can leave now. So first, before I leave, let me just tell you guys some of my closing remarks about doing this whole challenge. So first off, let me say the worst and best things about doing this challenge. The worst thing about doing this challenge, there was actually 2 things. One is just how long it took to do cooking and stuff, and then the other one was just not having a chair. Having to sit on the ground constantly, also not having a table to put stuff on. The table wasn't as big of a deal, but for recording it was kind of a pain. Not having a chair was just totally uncomfortable. I feel so sore in so many different places. It's not something I really thought about when I decided to do this challenge. But yeah, that was definitely the worst thing. So the best thing I would say about doing this challenge is I may have had kind of, like a slight internet addiction before, and maybe it's something I didn't realize, and maybe we all kind of do without realizing. But yeah, after doing this challenge, it really made me kind of cut back on that and realize that. So it's kind of fun just to get to unplug, kind of go back, work puzzles, read books, just hang out, and it kind of reminded me of going back to like my childhood. And there were so many things that I did that were involved in this that kind of like reminded me of my childhood. Like I said, drinking that green tea that I thought was like rum as a kid. Just all those things kind of reminded me of my childhood, so that was kind of fun. And sitting on the floor also reminded me of my childhood. Even though that was the worst part, it was kind of fun to like sit on the floor, be kind of like you're a kid again. Just not as comfortable when you're an adult. But one thing that I'd really like to say is that we really just should be thankful for all the things we have, all the modern things we have. And a lot of people don't have it. There's a lot of people in the world that don't have these modern things. And sometimes their cooking is even harder than what I did, where I was at least being able to buy like fuel canisters. Some people have to cook over fires and prepare their food that way, and of course don't have refrigerators and things like that. So it's something to remember, to be thankful for what we do have here. Just appreciate those things, because once you get away from them, it really shows you how much they really help your life. Like some of those things where it took me like an hour to heat up water and make a meal, when I could have had it made in like 5 minutes with an electric kettle or something. Just be thankful for those things. Be thankful for what you do have. Another thing that I would say is I was a slight bit camera shy before I did this whole thing, kind of getting more eased into YouTube and doing it. I've always been more of a behind the camera person, not in front of it. And I would say if you're trying to get more comfortable with the camera, locking yourself in a room for 5 days, it'll probably do it, because I feel a lot more comfortable on camera now. Alright guys, and now the total spent on the Dollar Tree through this whole thing was $161.38, and I took 13 trips to the Dollar Tree over these 5 days. So $161 is really not that great for spending 5 days. This is not something where I would say, yeah, this was such a good thing to be cheap and do this. But I was trying to point out some of the things that you can do at the Dollar Tree. There are a lot of ways that you can mix the Dollar Tree into regular life. So not using it only, but mixing it in to save money, because there's just so many things there that people don't realize that they have. It's pretty amazing that I was able to live decently comfortably for 5 days. I mean, there wasn't much that I really wanted except for being able to cook easier and then having a chair. If I had those 2 things, it really wouldn't even been much of a challenge, because it just would have been so easy. Like I said, then it just would have been college, me having snacks locked in a room. So the Dollar Tree really is an awesome place. It's a place you can get a lot of deals, but I would not advise anyone to try to live on it. It's not healthy. It obviously makes things very difficult. So it's great for certain things, but I don't advise living on it. And I also do not recommend anybody doing most of the things I did, especially cooking. Some of the things were a little bit dangerous, so I don't recommend that. Don't say that the Cheapster told you to do it. And the last thing I want to say before I get out of this room and finally get back into the world is, guys, please don't let this be for nothing. I suffered for 5 days in here. Yes, this is the YouTube begging part, but guys, please like, subscribe, share these videos. I hope this was entertaining to you guys. Just please don't let this be for nothing. Alright guys, and now without further ado, I can leave the room. thank you guys so much for watching. It feels amazing to have new clothes on, nice clean clothes. Like, subscribe, share, all that. And also, remember, stay cheap.
That's cheap. You still haven't subscribed? Oh my god, come on, what are you waiting for?